Nothing makes sense anymore.
Let's just do it. Just do it.
Just do it. Send it to the internet.
We got 3 seconds in before we just got copyrighted.
Did we?
Nike.
We're getting Nike's coming after us for the infringement.
LeBron is watching and he's like, "Hey, what's up, man?"
It's our last episode of the year.
I know it's frigid in here. I'm just wanting to explain.
I'm fluffy, so I'm not feeling it so much. Like,
what?
I said I'm fluffy, so I'm not. It's not having the same effect on me as it's having on you.
I was like, it's like the North Pole in here. It's very, very cold. But last week I had the jacket on and I was talking to you like,
and then you whined about it by the time,
like 5 minutes in, I was like, getting a little sweaty.
Right. What are you gonna do?
Palms sweaty.
Knees weak.
Arms hurt.
Heavy.
Bomb spaghetti.
Why don't you stop that before it even begins? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another fun-filled, inside joke-filled episode of Tucker and the Beard.
Yeah. I was like, the
show where we just tell inside jokes that really only the two of us are in on.
I know. I enjoyed. We got a little bit of feedback after last week's episode where it's like, you guys went down a rabbit hole. It's like, yes, we did. But that is our conversations on a normal basis. That's how this whole situation started. And yet, here we are. Still listening to our jibber jabber.
That's right.
So, it's been a week.
Listen, this episode
I was like, where do we want to start?
Is really just going to be very
D23
Disney-centric, because they own half of the world.
Yes. Again, I'm pretty sure they own me to some extent.
I'm sure they have.
After their news, they do.
I'll get a bill at some point in the mail from the Disney Corporation being like, so we saw you made this much last year, and because we own 10% of your soul, we're going to need 10%.
Yeah.
So.
The Church o' Mickey.
No, but D23 happened this week. Last week.
It did indeed. There was a bunch of,
The hits just kept coming.
Yes. We had some confusion over the text that we were sending each other.
Well, but because your inability to sprint, B, your ability to travel from point A to the worst possible scenario is absolutely astonishing.
I thought you were gonna say impressive, just because it's like, listen.
I don't know if I'd say impressive, but it is impressive.
Yeah, that it was just like, listen, I thought you were delivering some really bad news.
Right. And I was not.
And you were actually delivering.
And then twice, you went to the worst case scenario twice in a couple of different days.
Hi, have we met?
I'm just like, hey,
we've met, right? Like,
well, because see, the common phrase is no news is good news.
Yeah, but not in this case.
That is the common phrase, and so
not in this
your
case.
response to a text message that I sent you yesterday is like, I just assumed no news was bad news. So I respond like, that's the spirit.
You're just like, that's my. I'm gonna get a tattoo of that.
Just no news is bad news.
No, but that's where I was just kind of.
All news is bad news.
But what we should start with, and we didn't even our pre-show warning thing. Did you see The Mandalorian?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because, again, we didn't talk over the weekend, which is part of the confusion text-wise.
Sure.
So that it was... Because normally, like...
I got a weird idea in my head on Friday, and it kind of occupied all of my thought process for 2 days and is going to occupy pretty much all of my free time over the next week. So
I want to know more.
Tune in later.
All right, then.
It's a surprise, sucker.
I was like, I don't know if I'm involved with this plan or not.
You're not.
Ouch.
I know.
I was going to cover up this and be like, no, but it was...
I don't know how to tell you this.
There's another podcast.
I have a life.
As do I, sir. As do I.
Outside of this. No, but...
Mandalorian was awesome.
It was our first child-free episode.
It was.
Since episode 1.
Yeah, but there was some... Well, and even in episode 1, the last little part of it
doesn't matter. He was still in it.
Well, that's what I mean. So this is the first episode that he was not
on screen,
not present
for a second, and it was still good.
Like really, really good. Because I know my wife was asking me. She was like, "Do you think the show would be as good if it wasn't for the Baby Yoda," as she called it? That's what I was like. Then I corrected her. Then she was like, "You're a nerd," and moved along with my day.
Right.
No, but I was just like, well, actually, his name is not Baby Yoda.
He's got a name, and it's not that.
And he's not the child anymore. He has a name.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Grogu. She's like, shut up.
You're like, how about you shut your mouth? So, yeah, it was, I mean, big fan of Bill Burr.
Yeah.
So always nice to see him.
And he was able to be
things.
Bill Burr.
He was. He had there was some real moments where he was Bill Burr.
Like from Boston, just
right.
Like
he had some true Bill Burr moments.
Yeah.
Shades of his character from F is for Family.
Yeah.
You know, which is not for the kids, but a great show.
Right. I mean, he's
truly funny.
But he's just naturally, he's one of those actors that is, which there's a lot of actors out there that kind of just play themselves.
Right.
Or versions of themselves.
Right.
And there's a whole bunch of actors that do that, so I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
No, not at all, because who he is
right.
funny.
Right. And he showed up, and there was a whole bunch of just great one-liners and a whole bunch of just story points that had happened that have, these
tied everything up.
These creeds that the Mandalorian's taken and everything, that's like, hey, depending on the situation, that line kind of
has to get crossed.
It has to get crossed, and what other lines are going to get crossed, and it's going to be awesome.
This episode was a lot like camping.
It's intense?
It was intense. It's the only one. It's the only one for today, I promise. No, but...
I know. Getting to the bigger news.
Occupying more of our kind of geek out headspace this week was all the crazy news that was coming out of the D23 announcements.
Yes. So are you just going to read these off, and I'm going to...
Well, kind of.
Okay.
Because there's some
big
real,
ones?
and it's like...
And then
didn't they just do that, and then they're doing it again?
I don't know which one you're talking about. But as far as, there's some big news, then there's some medium news, and then there's some news that I'm like, okay.
Right. I don't want to make sure that this was...
Because they did do... Yeah, go ahead.
So let's start here, because this was...
Yeah. I was going to go off on a tangent. I'm like, let's just go down the list. Otherwise, we'll get lost in the weeds.
This article, which is from the D23 website.
Right.
One of the first bullet points is 2 beloved Disney properties have inspired high-profile entertainment series that are in development. So, not movies, but we're taking movies and spinning them off into their own series.
Okay.
And the first one is based on Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
And
I see.
Luke Evans and Josh Gad. It'll have music from Alan Menken, the whole 9 yards. So I mean, is it like a prequel? Because I don't know how to tell her, but didn't Gaston kind of die at the end? Yeah. And so I'm guessing it'll have to be a prequel. Is it Le Fleu? Le Flem?
I don't think his name is Le Flem.
Le Flem.
He found a gentleman at the end. That was like the news.
Place. Yeah.
No, but that was like the thing. It's like, oh, he's
right.
He's got a boyfriend now, and so I was like, oh, okay, that was a cute little way of putting a twist. Yeah, it's got to be a prequel then. I'm imagining. Yeah, and then a reimagination of Swiss Family Robinson. Okay, I love that movie. As do I. I was really mad when they changed the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse at Disneyland to the Tarzan treehouse. Yeah, Tarzan was way worser. Yeah, like really bad. The best part of that is Phil Collins' song. That was right. Because the world needs more Phil Collins. Oh man, something almost just came out of my mouth that. Yeah. Nope. No, I was just. Listen, I know if I hear some Phil Collins during the day, it's going to be a good day. Right. Like it's one of those things where I'm like, huh. Air Tonight's playing in Walmart.
Guess who's hitting some air drums?
That totally doing that, and I'm like, tell the kids it's gonna be a good day.
That's right. And then they're also doing looks like a series based on Percy Jackson.
Okay.
Which was one of those, young adult novels that
I enjoyed
they tried
those movies.
to spin into a series based on the fame of
I think there's
the Harry Potter and Hunger Games and Twilight series. Everyone was trying to jump on that.
Three of them,
bandwagon.
2 or 3 that they ended up making.
I think just 2, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I can't remember. But I mean, my son got into the books and everything like that, so we ended up watching the movies again. And I always enjoyed the movies. I'm a big Greek mythology fan. Like, loved that in school and stuff. So watching that, I was like, I'm in. But so I'm anxious to see what they do with it.
They're heavy on the bandwagon of turning their beloved film franchises and turning them into series.
Okay.
For 2021, which, given the current state of the entertainment industry, makes absolute sense.
Agreed.
All of these studios and their streaming partners,
I think it's the right move.
They have to be creating content that is going to attract paying subscribers.
Correct.
So, we've got a series based on the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah,
bringing back Mr. Estevez.
I know. I saw the. Did you watch the trailer for it though?
I have not.
Okay, my only thing with it was Gordon Bombay from like the first movie. Do you know what I mean? Like he had a 3-movie like arc where
we watched him change and grow
from
as a
like
human.
Not really a nice guy into coaching this kid's hockey team and becoming
gold.
Exactly, and it was kind of like he was back to
just douchebag drunk driving.
Yeah, and so that's the only part that I didn't really like. Like it was just kind of like living in the back of a rundown hockey rink. Like, yeah, I'm like, this is the coach of the Olympic.
Maybe he fell on hard times. Wait for the show and just enjoy the story.
Like, we're gonna go dark with the Mighty Ducks.
You never know. Everyone loves a redemption story.
I know. I was like, at least give me Goldberg. He needs some good things in his life. He's on his way. Josh was bad.
Josh was bad. The question is Josh now good?
Like, he closed the Sizzler. But I'm just saying, like, so I need a real life redemption story. Right. I want good things for.
And they're bringing Lauren Graham in.
Yeah.
Lorelai herself.
That's true. See, I get like my girls, and by extension, I enjoy that show.
Listen, I have watched every episode of Gilmore Girls at least twice.
Yeah.
So
no, that's
no judgment from me.
No, that's why I was like, I enjoy that show. That's one of those shows that I can sit and watch with my wife or my daughters, and I'm in. And I've corrected her multitude of times. Would be talking about something, and she goes, "Oh, remember when this happened?" And I'm like, "Well, actually, it was this person. It was Rory that did that when she was at." Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. The average script for an episode of Gilmore's was 3 times longer than the average script for any other TV show of its time, simply because of the increased dialogue.
And it's very impressive.
So fast. They're bringing in Josh Peck to reboot Turner and Hooch as a series. Am I moving on now?
I got nothing.
A show called Big Shot starring John Stamos. It's a celebration of girl power set in the world of high school basketball. Shut up. I'm just reading now. I'm just reading what they said.
In today's culture, John Stamos, who is known for his, I'm not going to say womanizing, but his way with the ladies.
He's quite a ladies' man.
Quite a ladies' man. You're going to... No, I'm not... No.
These are not my words.
I understand
These
that.
are not my words.
I understand that.
We've discussed this on multiple occasions.
This is the
worst. They should be hiring us.
This is the worst idea of worst, like... So you're just going to stick John Stamos into like high school gym with all these like high school girls. Like, did he do this as his idea? Like, he's like, listen, was it like Robert California in The Office, where he's like, I'm going to go mentor some young gymnasts. Like, it's a bad
move. We'll see.
I'm not. It's not like I'm not a fan of John Stamos. I just think that in today's culture, it's just a bad idea.
John Stamos is asking to be canceled.
Yeah.
And then the Mysterious Benedict Society, which is based on the international best-selling book series.
If you say so. I'm in. Like, that's great.
Bigger news. Limitless.
Spider-Man?
With Chris.
Just let me know when to tap it. How dare you, sir? How dare you, sir? We are most definitely going to talk Spider-Man news.
Slow down.
I'm waiting.
We're starting with the smaller stuff.
I'm sitting here going, cool. You want to talk about Josh Peck as Turner and Hooch. And he's playing both parts. I don't know. Like, what do you want me to say?
He's going to voice the dog.
I would quit right there. I'd be like, no.
Oh, man.
Go ahead. Bigger news.
Limitless with Chris Hemsworth. So he's getting his own, like...
Oh, that's what it's
travel documentary series.
I was like...
No, they're not remaking the movie Limitless starring Bradley Cooper and turning it to Limitless
starring
with Chris Hemsworth.
Like, that would be... Thor would have fallen a long ways to star in that series. But...
Further than Fat Thor fell. After the snap. It's going to have Will Smith in there. Speaking of, have you taken the opportunity to watch the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion show?
I want to. I just haven't sat down and watched because I know it's emotional as well.
There are
that's why I'm like preparing myself.
Listen,
I know we got two Aunt Vivs and there's some scenes there, and then Uncle Phil, voice of Shredder.
Let me just say that there is no future that I envision in which the "why doesn't he want me" scene from Fresh Prince will not make me tear up.
Oh, every single time. It's been however many years.
I can know it's coming every time. It can just be that last little clip.
You're right.
And it'll get me every time.
Yep, 100%.
This one hits you in the feels. It's total. Yeah. It's total nostalgia porn. Mm-hmm. It's what it is. It is
fair enough.
They are going for it, and they are.
Yeah.
They're making it happen. And then there's this new avenue for international streaming. It's called Star, which is going to be part of Disney Plus in select international markets. So it doesn't really apply to us here in the United States. So we're just gonna move on.
I was like, I'm excited about that news.
So there's some of that going on. New stuff coming for Hulu, which now, of course, Disney owns that too. Mm-hmm. And they're using that currently for a lot of their darker, more... I don't mean adult in the room with the high doorknob at the video store type of adult, but they're more adult themed.
R-rated or... Yes.
Decidedly not Disney.
Yes. That's what it should be called. That's what the streaming service should be called.
For stuff that's absolutely not good enough for Disney. So they've got some good stuff going on there. Mm-hmm. Let's see here.
Just let me know when to tap in with Spider-Man. Just let me know.
Listen, you're going to have to wait.
Okay. I've been waiting long enough.
There's a fourth season of The Handmaid's Tale coming.
Okay.
Which is exciting. New.
I was like, I'm interested in that. I have not yet actually watched that series.
Oh, it's super good.
Yeah.
New stuff coming from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, they're on season 50.
Something like
they
that.
just got signed
79.
Yeah.
I don't know. They've been on since before we were born. I'm pretty sure. Let's see here. Series adaptation of Alien.
Okay.
Could be interesting.
Not my favorite series, but not my least favorite series.
Twilight will still always exist. So,
are you saying that's my favorite series?
No. I'm saying that like.
Oh, okay.
You gotta work hard. I'm not hating on Twilight, but I genuinely I have such a high level of apathy for Twilight.
Okay.
That you gotta work really hard to be less interesting to me than Twilight.
See, I'm about to sit there. First movie, I actually thought was really good.
Fair enough.
Just it had like a just different look and feel to it, and then like as it got on, they got less. They got further away from
the pressures of Hollywood.
Got a little more superhero-y and sparkly, and I don't know. So it's not my least favorite series. I've watched them numerous times with wife and kids, and okay, cool. It's on TV. There's nothing else on. Whatever.
There's always something else on.
Listen, this is a give and take. You give your opinion, I give mine. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I'm just saying, like,
you're gonna say you give your opinion, and I just have to take it,
and I just have to sit here and listen to it and agree with you. But yeah. Anyways,
let's slide into the Lucasfilm offerings coming soon.
I know. I'm sitting here like a dog on a chain, and you know it.
And I'm gonna keep you on that chain.
That's all right. Stand by, everybody, because
we've got the Obi-Wan series coming. We've got the Rangers of the New Republic series coming. We've got Ahsoka Tano getting her own series. We've got a droid story, Lando. I mean,
I'm like clapping according to my excitement.
And then to keep George Lucas going, new series based on Willow.
Yes.
Which is very exciting.
Yeah, and I've heard about that one for
quite some time. Returning too.
Yeah. I've heard about that one. That's super exciting.
And Rogue Squadron. Yeah. We're way out. We're talking like 2023.
Right. Well, and then they did the Bad Batch.
Yes.
That's like an animated one.
Yeah, Bad Batch.
That has ties to the Clone Wars thing, which I'm starting to try and get into. Set some time of.
All I have to say is
I got
so much for being done with the Skywalker saga.
Yeah, we're still there. I knew it. I knew it from the beginning.
When are we all going to admit that that's all they have?
The whole movies in general are the Skywalker series. So you start going anything in the Star Wars world, it still has ties to the Skywalker series. So,
but this is all direct attachment to that.
Right. Yeah. We're getting away from the Skywalker series. We're going to do a show about
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
About Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Or Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah. That's Anakin's apprentice.
Right.
So, but I'm in.
I'm still all about it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
I mean, well, it's like the droid story and stuff. Like, I'll probably check it out and stuff, but I'm more excited about the Obi-Wan Kenobi, even though there's a huge plot point that they're ignoring, but I'm okay with it. Because I guess, Hayden Christensen, who was Anakin Skywalker, and
he was
in the Darth Vader suit at the end of Revenge of the Sith, is returning for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
So it'll be interesting to see how it all.
And they've revealed that there's a clash. They have a big. So they are going to fight at some point.
Fight.
Right, and it's still the best.
High ground was lost.
High ground was lost. But it's still, I think, voted as the best lightsaber battle.
For sure.
Out of all of lightsaber battles. But
I'm a big fan of the Darth Maul lightsaber battle in
that one's amazing.
The first chapter.
Right.
I mean, it's the first time we saw a double-bladed lightsaber.
Episode.
Whatever. Chapter, episode.
Before we go to the next episode. Yes, but no, it still goes down as like the best lightsaber. So, and that was kind of like a period at the end of that sentence, at the end of that story. And then it's in New Hope, they go, when we last met,
right?
You were the master, I was the student. Well, like, it kind of indicates that that's the first time they've seen each other
since that day.
And so, yeah, where Anakin got fired. Bad Star Wars joke.
I saw your mouth forming that word.
I know.
Thought for a second.
So I was going to say something else. You're like, direction. Hold on, and stop.
Because, yeah.
Yeah.
But
in similar news,
now we're into
Spider-Man.
Sequel. No.
So
now we're into sequel and reboot territory. You're going to have to work for it.
No, I was like, I just thought that was...
You've got to work for it. You got to work for this one, man.
And more Star Wars news. Spider-Man. No, he's not in Star Wars just yet.
Hocus Pocus 2.
I have some... Yeah. I'm not excited. Like, that was something that I was like, oh, that'd be really cool. I'm a big fan of the first Hocus Pocus movie. Like, it's all fun. But it's like... Pretty sure they died at the end of it.
Right.
Spoiler alert. But I have a thing with Sarah Jessica Parker. And it's not a good thing.
Right. I was going to say, wait a second.
No. Because
is our friendship about to be over?
No. Like, a lot. She is kind of not Bill Burr, but she's Sarah Jessica Parker in everything. And I'm like, can she remember how to be... This is like the one role that I can sit there and name right now where she wasn't Sarah Jessica Parker.
Right.
So can she go back to that? Or is she going to show up being like, oh, my shoes, my purse?
I don't know.
Like, and so I don't know why I have a weird feeling about it, but I hope they bring it.
Well, you know how sometimes when two people get married and then you lose respect for one of them?
Right.
Like, she ruined Matthew Broderick for me.
Yeah, Ferris is no longer.
No.
So, I don't know.
He's now just Sarah Jessica Parker.
He's just Broadway Broderick.
I don't know.
Why is that not in a newspaper, like an article, like the name of an article about Matthew Broderick? Broadway Broderick.
Because, like all of these things, they don't consult us.
They should.
We have reboots of 3 Men and a Baby.
See, I don't want to reboot, though. I loved the 3 Men and a Baby movies.
Right.
I want to see them... Like, listen, they're all still...
Show me the...
They're all still kicking.
Right.
All of the actors.
Let's see how those guys do as grandparents.
Like, that's the movie I want.
Right. Nope. We get a reboot. Not a sequel. Reboot.
So it's just...
Also another reboot. So now for the third time around...
3 Men and a Grandbaby.
Cheaper by the dozen. Yeah, exactly.
It's a reboot, though, right?
It's these are all reboots.
So it's not going to have Steve Martin and...
No.
Yeah.
And also... And this one kind of gets my...
Your blood boiling a little bit?
A little bit.
All right. Continue.
They're going to reboot Sister Act.
No, they're not rebooting it.
This is listed as...
Whoopi's coming back.
She's coming back. And it's going to be directed by...
So how's that a reboot, though?
If she's playing a completely different character, it's a reboot.
Shut up.
It is.
Shut your bearded mouth.
They are announcing it as a reboot.
Okay, I don't like that. I heard about Sister Act, but I thought it was a sequel.
And...
Is it still a sequel if it's the third one?
If you want to call it this. Yeah, it's still a sequel.
Like, is Lauryn Hill showing up? You got nothing on that one, sorry.
It's produced. At least it's... Thank that. Heavens. That it's not being directed by. But it is being produced by Tyler Perry. We've already had a long conversation.
I can't... Yeah, listen, I don't want to...
I don't want to get canceled, so I'm not going to say any more bad things about Tyler Perry.
No, it's fantastic. Like, I will watch it. So, there you go. Because I liked the Sister Act movies.
As further evidence that there are no new ideas, they're also bringing us a hybrid live-action and animated Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
I'm in.
Could be good.
Like
a new Pinocchio. starring Tom Hanks, so it's got potential.
It was Tom Hanks? It
doesn't matter who it was. This one has Tom Hanks in it.
Well, no, I watched a trailer for a Pinocchio movie that they did, and it was...
It says...
I can't pronounce the
directed by Robert Zemeckis and starring Tom Hanks.
Oh, maybe it's a different one then.
So, more reboot, remake, whatever, with Peter Pan and Wendy. Jude Law as Captain Hook.
Okay, I gotta go. Hold on, Zach Morris, timeout for just a second. Not so much like the Peter Pan and Wendy. Like, I'm just the remakes of the things that we've seen,
right,
100 times. Like, just give it a break. Just give it a break for a little bit and then come out swinging. But Jude Law.
Okay.
This is nothing against Jude Law. Actually,
sounds like it is, but okay.
No, but there's now a thing that I like to consider the Jude Law. As far as, because he came out, he was in everything.
Right.
Everything. Like, a new movie's coming, 5 new movies are coming out.
3 of them have Jude Law.
Yeah. And it was also, and so I think people got burnt out.
Okay.
I think, because then all of a sudden, like, no one wanted to, he kind of disappeared.
Maybe he was a prick.
I
don't know.
Maybe
I'm speculating. Like,
maybe, but he
had all these movies lined up,
everything.
And then like everyone hated working with him.
Right, like
they had to take some time off.
So it's just when I see certain actors where I go, "Whoa, you don't want to go to Jude Law." Like Chris Pratt. Like, it's like, "Hey, we got Jurassic World, we got Guardians, all right, pump the brakes a little bit."
Yeah, slow your roll, homie.
Like, I know you're the it guy right now.
Yeah, you're the bee's knees of the moment.
You're the sexiest man alive, and you're Guardians of the Galaxy. Like,
all that and a bag of chips.
Learn. Don't break the Jude Law.
Fair enough.
That it's just like, hey, don't get everybody burnt out on you. And anyways,
and then we have animated versions of Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Okay.
A new series spin-off of Ice Age.
Ugh.
And then an animated version of Night at the Museum. Right. It's getting less and less impressive, but we'll come back. It's okay.
I was going to make some kind of joke there, and then I was like, no.
Then we've got Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, I'm in.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
And Emily Blunt.
Yes.
Miss,
Cruella.
Hopefully Miss Fantastic, but we'll get to that news
some other time. We have the villain origin story from 101 Dalmatians coming in the form of Cruella.
Oh, which is Emma Stone, right?
Yes.
But speaking of Emma Stone,
Nope. We'll get there. We have a prequel to The Lion King and also the live-action remake of The Little
What were
Mermaid.
we talking about? Was it last week? About how Lion King should have been?
Oh man, we should ask our viewers their thoughts.
Is that going to be the... Refer to the beginning of this video.
Right. So here's my thoughts on what the Lion King live-action movie should have been. Disney is known for making amazing nature documentaries. Just top-notch, best-in-class nature documentaries. They could have turned the entire Lion King story on its head. And they could have used... Listen, their digital animation of animals was quite good.
Mm-hmm.
Until they started talking.
Yeah. They shouldn't have talked.
Just create those scenes with the digital animation and have David Attenborough narrate the story.
Yeah.
Like old times.
You'd be like, then Mufasa went to go save his son. Yeah.
I think it could have been really, really amazing.
Yeah.
And then we've got live action Little Mermaid.
Cool. I just saw a musical live action one. Like, that's just one of those things I'm like, they're taking their hit properties and they're doing it for all it's worth, and I don't know. Could be good, could be bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch it.
Fair enough. Scrolling.
I'm just going. I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting.
We'll get there.
Because I know you're going to stop talking and you'll be like, well, thanks. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
We've got an origin story for Buzz Lightyear coming. Could be interesting.
I heard Chris Evans is the voice and people are
not happy
about that thing.
Raise your hand if you're one of them.
It should be Tim Allen.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense why his voice would be what his voice is.
Exactly.
Just saying.
It's dumb. All right,
I want a Santa Claus 4, speaking of Tim Allen. They didn't want to do that.
Well, I mean, wasn't 3 bad enough?
No. I've watched all 3 of them this holiday season.
No. The first 2, I'm all right with.
See, Martin Short brought something special.
Okay.
It was enjoyable.
Okay.
Listen, if we're going to rank them, it would be probably in order.
Yeah.
Of favorite to least favorite. But
also there would be like several like YouTube blogs in between number 2 and 3 for me.
All right, fair enough.
So, let's see. What
I'm going to start growling.
What is... So, Marvel has released some information.
Here we go.
So...
Can we start earlier in the week?
No.
Prior to?
Oh. No. So, we've got a new Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yes.
We've got Fantastic Four.
Yes. Which everybody is fan casting, and I hope that they listen, for John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic and Emily Blunt as Mrs. Fantastic or the Invisible Woman. I want to see The Rock as the Thing, just because I think that'd be funny, because he's made of rock. I just think that would be a good casting.
That would work. He's a little tall. He's a little tall. Now, granted,
listen, some things have to... Right.
But...
I
didn't hate Michael Chiklis.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think he was great.
Another crack at it with a better writer and a better other cast.
Yeah. I heard a thing that everybody wants Rainn Wilson as Dr. Doom. I think that'd be pretty great.
I don't know that he can pull it off.
But it'd be the Jim versus...
I get that.
Yeah.
I understand
I don't
all
think,
of that.
Yeah,
but I just don't think he can pull it off.
I did. Yeah.
I've seen him try
I don't
to
agree
not
with
be
that
Dwight,
casting. Yeah.
And it doesn't work.
Right. It's not as...
Rainn Wilson
is Dwight.
Right. He can't do anything else.
But...
He's tried.
Yeah.
It was messy.
I don't think that would be... I think like John Hamm.
He could pull it off.
But he's one of those like Kate Hudsons where you're like, they're really good at playing a not nice person.
Right.
Too good. Where you're just like...
To the point where you think he's probably not fun to hang out with.
Yeah, like he's not somebody I'd want to hang out with.
Yeah.
Like, because he'd probably be like, well, you're buying my drink. Like, It would just be...
He'd probably give you
in my fictitious
by the end of the night.
Right. And COVID.
Give you a COVID swirly.
I don't know.
Obviously, we have Black Widow coming to premiere access in April.
I'm excited for that movie. I think it should have just taken place a long time ago.
Right.
I
just do the thing.
It should have happened a long time ago. So it's like, as much as I'm excited...
But they're still going to charge extra for it. You know what
I'll watch it.
Sure. You know what I'm not going to pay extra for when I watch it in 2 weeks? Wonder Woman 1984.
True.
And it is... Stuff like that has been raking in subscriber numbers for HBO.
Oh, I'm sure.
We talked about it last week, but more numbers have come in, and it is definitely been a solid move.
So you know what movie I'm going to go to the movie theater to see?
You're assuming that movie theaters ever open up again.
I'm just saying in the world where it was...
In a world.
In a world where you can still go to the movie theater.
You know what movie I was going to go see last week was Free Guy, and it didn't come out. They pushed it back again. You know what movie I was going to see the week before that in theaters? James Bond, and it didn't come out either.
True and true. No, but actually I'm talking about Spider-Man 3.
We haven't gotten there yet. But ESPN Plus has some exciting new content. Oh, man.
More exciting news.
But Blade.
ESPN, the Ocho.
Blade movie officially on the slate. The Eternals officially on the slate. We've got Doctor Strange.
I thought you were going to say Doc Ock. And speaking of Doc Ock,
we've got Loki. We've got The Legend of the Ten Rings. We've got The Falcon and Winter Soldier. We have Thor: Love and Thunder. Hawkeye's getting his own show. The Guardians of the Galaxy are doing a holiday special 3 years from now. There's a backstory for Groot.
Well, he's getting his own little cartoon show or something like that. Did you watch the Loki trailer?
I haven't.
It reminded me... I want you to watch it because it kind of made me think of, like, Quantum Leap.
Okay.
Like, in just a weird way. So, yeah, check it out.
So, also, there's some exciting news in the Spider-Verse.
We made it.
And for that...
I'd just be like, and now we've hit an hour. And so...
Tucker.
No, just real quick.
Man, we've gone too long, and it's time to...
We got to go. Yeah. I'll be quick. So, yeah, before the panel, before D23 or whatever, they announced... It had already been announced that Jamie Foxx was returning for Spider-Man 3.
The MCU version.
The MCU version, which he was Electro in the Andrew Garfield Sony reboot of the... Yeah. So that's where things get interesting. And it had been rumored for quite some time that they were going to do a Spider-Verse, multiverse thing.
Right. We know that a multiverse is coming.
Yeah. The Doctor Strange
next phase of the MCU film.
Well, evidently, from everything I can see, the WandaVision television show, which seemed cool, is the catalyst. From what I'm reading, which could be all speculation, that she does something to...
Eventually it'll come out.
Right. So she does something to shatter the multiverse or open something. Right. So
shatter the barrier.
Shatter the barrier. And I could be wrong or whatever. But Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and Spider-Man 3 are supposed to tie in to each other.
No, we already have a Spider-Verse.
The cartoon, that's not the... Yes.
No, but that's been a long-standing thing in the comics.
Yes.
Is we have it's a whole run of books.
Right. So it's a thing. They're not making it.
Been set.
And so earlier in the week before D23, they announced Alfred Molina had been confirmed for Doc Ock, which he played in Spider-Man 2, still in the top for Marvel movies. Like, it was before the MCU. Like, that was the bar.
Right.
Spider-Man 3 dropped it a lot, but so it has been rumored and highly speculated that and pretty much almost kind of confirmed that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will be returning as their respective Spider-Men.
Yes.
And Kirsten Dunst, who played Mary Jane.
Yes.
And it's rumored possibly Emma Stone, which if you watch the movie, that didn't end well for her character, but in the comics and in the Spider-Verse cartoon,
so that's where something gets kind of weird. Yeah, because she's Spider-Gwen, but she could be Spider-Gwen, but she could also, because she's played Gwen Stacy.
Right. Could be Gwen Stacy.
Zombie Gwen.
Something. Or a flashback. I don't know.
Well, that could be all of these could be cameos for all we know.
Right. And that's my concern. Like, the movie that I've made in my head is because essentially they're kind of putting the Sinister Six together.
Yes.
And Sinister Six, for those not in the know, is in comic book is the big six Spider-Man villains of Doc Ock, Electro, Vulture. Like, there's so many. Yeah, Mysterio, Green Goblin, and who am I forgetting? Like Rhino or whatever. Probably, I don't know who number 6 is. I think it like switched off a lot. Like, it was like Sandman, and then it was Kraven the Hunter.
And so my issue.
I was mad at you the other day.
Why?
I wasn't really mad, but I was like sending you stuff like, dude, it's happening, and you're like, cool. I was like, no, you don't. Like, have we not been doing this podcast where we've been talking about comic book movies for the last 2 years, and you are not excited?
I didn't say I wasn't excited, but I have reservations.
Because
the last time I tried to cram a bunch of Spider-Man's road galleries into a movie, it turned into Spider-Man 3.
Yes. Which took its cue. Somebody somewhere in the Batman movies thought it was a good idea for Batman Forever to fight 5 villains.
Right.
In the same movie.
Didn't work out well either.
And they kept doing those things, though.
Yeah.
And no one learned that it's like, that's just too much. Spider-Man 3 was...
Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah, see.
There's your 6th.
But I mean, it switches. I think sometimes.
There's
different iterations of Sandman to...
According to the Wikipedia.
The Spiderpedia.
There's something like 15 different versions.
Right.
But if you're going
OG, which...
Just the original...
Cast Jason Momoa, and let's just call this a day.
Yeah. I mean, Green Goblin isn't even in the Sinister Six.
Yeah, but they could. Because I've heard rumors that they've approached William Dafoe as well. Which, if you've watched the first Spider-Man movie, that didn't end well.
Hobgoblin is in Sinister Six Part 2.
Okay. So they could do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway.
But, I mean, they have everybody else kind of raring to go. And that would be the 3 of them fighting...
The 6 of them.
And then it works out well because if you saw the after credits thing of Far From Home,
right,
Peter Parker was outed as Spider-Man. Or Spider-Man was outed as Peter Parker, whichever way you want to look at it. But this could be a way of being like, well, I'm not Spider-Man because look, there's Spider-Man right there. See? Look at that. That's kind of crazy.
Could be one way they explore that.
Another rumor of Daredevil from the Netflix show.
Right.
Charles Cox. Charles Cox? You're going to question me and then I'm going to be right.
The actor's name.
But
sorry.
He's going to be making a cameo. Hopefully. And then, yeah, which would be cool as Peter Parker's lawyer. Boom.
It would work out, yeah.
They wouldn't see that coming.
Well, somebody wouldn't. And it would be Matt Murdock.
Matt Murdock himself.
So
yeah, I tried to go through that real quick, but I'm super excited. Like, that's huge news because... Huh?
Charlie Cox.
That's what I said, right?
I don't remember.
All right, rewind. I'm just kidding.
So
I might have said Charles, sorry.
But, yeah, I mean,
that's
there's
huge,
so much good stuff coming out from... Disney, and I mean, preface this all by saying some of these are still years out.
Yeah.
And we don't know what real production schedules are going to look like.
I'm excited for what's coming
in the new world that we live in now.
The weird hybrid. That's my other thing. It's just like the world is just going to be hybrid, combined of before to now, and just be.
Are they going to have to start doing all digital everything where
I think it's just going to be a long time before you go into a store and don't see someone wearing a mask.
Oh, I don't
think that's going to be something
anytime soon, but
I think I'm talking
like, you know how back in like, especially it kind of started in the 80s. I'm sure they did it before this, but when they would have one actor play two characters.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
and the camera work and the editing
the twins
that needed to go into doing that type of thing.
Right.
I foresee more, less ensemble shots.
Yeah.
At least in the short term, where they can digitally make it look like obviously there's more than one person on camera, but this actor goes in, shoots their lines. Mm-hmm. This actor goes in, shoots their lines. I think we're going to see a lot more of that.
Distance acting and precautions and stuff like that. So, but if Disney has anything to say about it, following years are going to be awesome.
Yeah, there's a ton of good stuff. We should stop now.
Yes.
We should really stop.
I was wrapping it up for you.
I know. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening, as usual.
Thank you.
If you missed it at the beginning, this is our last episode of the year. We will be back.
Like 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks. We're kind of following the same...
School guidelines. Yes.
School.
Yes.
School.
Holiday school schedule.
So yeah, we're going to take the next couple weeks off. We'll be back with a new episode on January 6th.
There it is.
So enjoy your holidays, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sticking with us through 2020. It's been
real.
It's been a dumpster fire on a roller coaster.
We'll catch you in the 21.
But yeah, we'll see you guys next year. Until then, he's Tucker.
He's the Beard.
And we're out.